to follow along, go to our website, bro4squad.com, click the Here button, and bring up the bracket now. I'll throw it to Jeff so he can tell our listeners how they can get involved.
What's up, guys? As you all know, the main thing we care about doing this podcast is your opinion, your thoughts on all these movies. So, what we are doing in this first round is a wave of comic book movies that we need you to decide the winner on. There's going to be 4 of them right now. Go to our social media pages, our Facebook, Bro4Squad, 3 words. Check them out. Vote on the movies. You will decide who advances. We will debate them on our live fan show coming up here in about a week and a half. And we will weigh in on your thoughts, and we are excited to see what you guys vote on.
Perfect. Before we get to some highlights and our live matchup of the day, Mad Scientist, tell the folks our grading criteria for these films.
All right, guys, as you know, our unofficial motto for the show is, show me,
don't tell me.
All right, guys, so in order for us to show you guys why these movies are better than the other ones, and we hope that you guys play along at home, we are grading these on 5 criteria. 1, rewatchability. How often can you go and pop this movie in on a rainy day or a sunny day? It's your call. Impact on pop culture. Where are these shows? How do these shows affect society and pop culture moving forward when they came out? Acting, casting. Did they cast it well? Did those actors act good? Your call. Story plot. Does this movie actually make any fucking sense? Probably not on some of them.
If it's an XMen movie, then no.
Best scene, it's a sleeper pick. Some shitty movies still have good scenes. So, guys, if you're following along at home, that is 5 categories. Please go and help us grade these. Vote on our social media for our fan vote matchups. We're going to play along with you guys as well. Geiger, what's our first matchup?
Now to some highlights. Number 3 seed that possibly has a chance of making a deep run in this tournament, V for Vendetta, took on Superman Returns earlier today. 12-3 for V for Vendetta. However, Jeff, best cast Superman Returns? Really? Say something.
I'll say this. While the acting in V for Vendetta is very, very good, for me, primarily, it is mostly British actors who I'm not as familiar with. Now, the Superman Returns cast, while it has 2 relatively cardboard actors in the 2 lead roles, in Brandon Routh as Clark Kent and Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane, the unbelievably talented Kevin Spacey headlines the film as Lex Luthor, James Marsden, of course, as Richard White, and lest we forget the late Frank Langella as Perry White, who is incredible. It was close, but I had to give Soups this 1 point in terms of cast.
Geiger, you have no room to talk, though, okay? You picked best scene for Superman Returns.
Yeah, what is that?
Mr. Banner, we've been doing this podcast for 6 months, and you, of all people, should know I always have room to talk. Now, that airport scene, or airplane scene, excuse me, was a fucking awesome scene where he stopped the airplane, like, right during the Major League Baseball game from the air. That was fucking cool, I thought. Brandon Routh sucked.
This movie is listed as an action-adventure movie. That's the only fucking action scene in the entire film.
Yeah, there should be parentheses before the word action at the end of adventure, because it's not really action or adventure, but hey, Superman Returns, you got your day in the sun. Hopefully we'll never have to talk about you again. V for Vendetta, moving on. Again, on Fox Sports Southwest, and I believe Dickie V and some dude that played for the Duke team in '94 hosted this game. Doctor Strange versus XMen Apocalypse. Once again,
2016 matchup.
Jeff with Cass. And let us tell you this. Doctor Strange's seating was done before we saw the movie. So if you think it's a little low or a little high, I think it's a little low. Actually, it should be higher. Jeff, best cast, X-Men, Age of Apocalypse. Why?
This is like 2 juggernauts in terms of cast going up against each other. I love the cast in Doctor Strange. Tilda Swinton especially was incredible, but James McAvoy, Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, granted she's kind of mailing it in, but the one who sets this over the top for me is Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse. Even though the role did not have a lot of meat to it, that guy fucking showed up and brought his lunch pail every day. I'm so glad we got him as Apocalypse in this movie.
You know who didn't show up, though? Sophie Taylor.
Her accent breaking every other scene, that was
God, it was so fucking
Jennifer
bad.
Lawrence hasn't shown up since First Class, but that's another movie that we'll get to here in a second.
She's still cashing those checks, though, guilt-free.
Fox.
Look, it's really hard to defend Fox when they rebooted things like 6 times in weird ways and tried to go back and make it all connect, which is why we have a 45-minute podcast explaining the timelines of this. And you guys, I say it all the time, there's a good movie in here somewhere.
For once, I'll agree with you.
is-
There could be. What did you score this one, Banner?
Okay, that was.
I had it 4-1 Strange.
That's what I had it too. It's 13-2. Doctor Strange won that one. Now to our afternoon game, Batman versus Superman. Love it or hate it, it's in the tournament versus Jonah Hex. BVS dominated on this, 14-1, except for some reason, Mr. Banner
did
gave
not have
best cast to Jonah Hex.
What?
All right. I want you guys to listen to this, okay?
We have to. Mike's on.
Aside from Megan Fox, this might have one of the best fucking casts in the entire tournament. Granted, they didn't act worth shit, and it is a terrible fucking movie. And if it wasn't for this cast, it probably wouldn't have even made this.
Yeah.
But Fassbender is in it, Will Arnett, Josh Brolin. You have Lance Reddick, who I think is a very underrated actor. That is a phenomenal cast. To get those people together to do this shitty of a movie, kudos to the casting director. And that's why it got it.
Jeremy Irons, Affleck. I mean, Costner was in
Fishburne,
this thing.
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams.
I am not discrediting the fact that Batman vs. Superman has a great cast, but I don't know. It was
Eisenberg is a great actor.
I agree.
Love him, hate him, Luther.
If it only gets 1 point out of 15, and you can say Michael Fassbender and Josh Brolin are in the movie, I can at least listen to your argument for best cast.
So, BVS, moving on, Jonah Hex, thank you, come again. Now,
Come
for
again.
everyone's favorite, our live matchup of the pod, XMen, First Class versus The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Are both movies ready? Let's fight. I'll go first, then we'll go Banner, then we'll go Jeff. Switching it up here. X-Men, First Class, rewatchability. I got that. Sure, why not? I watched it the other night. I enjoy X-Men First Class. I think it is a very, very good movie. Very well acted. I'll give it that. 1-0, X-Men First Class. Banner.
1-1, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Woo.
Say what you will about it, I can watch this movie once every 2 months.
And we all have said what we will about it.
Look, it's a really easy movie to watch. You can throw it in, and you can kill a couple hours. First Class it's very hard for me to get over it because this is them trying to reboot the franchise, but then still connect it. I just can't do it.
Jeff, rewatchability.
This was one of the toughest points I had to give out in this whole episode. I'm going to give it to Amazing Spider-Man 2. First Class is a great movie, but here's my thing, and if people disagree with me, I totally get it, and please chime in and let me know, but origin stories in general do not have as high a rewatchability factor for me. So that's why I have to give the nod to Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it has a couple great action set pieces, which we'll get into a little bit later, that just make it a more fun watch and easier to just sit through on a more regular basis.
X-Men First Class is the favorite. Amazing Spider-Man 2, the underdog, up 2-1 right now. Let's move on to effects in pop culture. I'm going to give it to Amazing Spider-Man 2, simply because I like Garfield, but this did end it, and if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have Tom Holland. So, 3-1 right now, Amazing Spider-Man. Banner, effects on pop culture.
Yeah, again, I give it to Amazing Spider-Man because if it wasn't for this movie and it not doing very well, we wouldn't have this small little film coming out this summer called Homecoming. So, again, it goes to Spider-Man. Thank you, Garfield, for your performance. I liked it, but not everybody did, and because of that, we're getting Homecoming. And we get Spider-Man in Civil War in the MCU, which is huge.
Jeff?
I guess this is just where we disagree on the grading criteria, because having such a negative effect on pop culture that you end a franchise gets awarded a point here for you guys.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
For me, I give it to First Class because it was Fox's attempt at a redirect for the X-Men franchise, and they cast it incredibly in terms of Fassbender and McAvoy in the two lead roles of Eric Leshner and Charles Xavier. It gave us new hope that maybe we were going to get to see a new set of films that would cohesively fit into this universe. Unfortunately, they also tried to then backtrack and say, no, they're also the same guys and they're in the same movie universe. So that kind of fell on its face eventually down the road. But as far as pop culture, for me, it was really exciting to sort of see a new direction for X-Men when this movie came out. So I give it to First Class.
4-2, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Pulling up the upset right now, but the toughest three are coming up. Cast. X-Men First Class, man. McAvoy, Fassbender. the hottest girl in the world, January Jones, Kevin Bacon,
Yep.
Rose Byrne. I'm going to give it to X-Men First Class, and they all did a very good job. And I loved Kevin Bacon in this movie, actually.
Oh, yeah, he was awesome.
And
I didn't think he was awesome, but I will give it to you. He's a big name, and he did a decent job. You have to also have to add Jennifer Lawrence in there.
Do I?
Yeah, I mean, really do, because she's the hottest thing since sliced cheese right now.
I don't know, man. January Jones hotter than her, but she did
No,
actually do a good job.
not in terms of physically hot. I mean, as what she's doing.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
No, trust me. I'm with you on that one.
That's
X-Men.
bad. Okay. Jeff?
So I can't really give Apocalypse best cast over Doctor Strange and not give First Class best cast over something else, just because it's basically the same people. The sleeper for me in First Class and why it gets it, I think Oliver Platt is incredible in this movie. He is such a great character actor and really shines in this role. And then obviously it was great to finally see a younger Charles Xavier, and the way McAvoy played him as kind of like this playboy using his powers to pick up chicks. I thought was a great performance. So I'll go First Class with the best cast here.
Okay. 5-4 now. X-Men First Class swept that. We got a game here. Best scene? Banner, I'm going to let you go first because I don't want to take this one from you.
Best scene.
I think we have the same answer here.
I'm going Amazing Spider-Man 2. It is literally page to screen when Gwen Stacy dies. It's so iconic. They did it fabulous. They did their due diligence on that scene, and it beats anything that First Class did. Again, regardless of what you think of the rest of the movie with story and plot and all that stuff, that scene was perfect. That is exactly what us as fans wanted to see.
Jeff, we got a tie game 5-5. What do you got?
I agree with Banner, and I think the Gwen Stacy, spoiler alert, death scene at the end is the best comic page to movie adaptation, second only to the Bane breaking Batman's back in The Dark Knight Rises. Literally incredible. I've actually paused the scene and held up my comic book of it on the screen, and Mark Webb, you are a genius. That is the best scene, had all the emotion that the comic book had. Best scene goes to Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay, Banner, I thought I was going to take yours, but apparently not. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Fassbender killed this, and whenever he held up his hand as Magneto at the end of those and stopped all those fucking bullets and weapons coming to the shore, and that's where, I know it's iconic. What about when Xavier loses his fucking legs? Is that iconic enough for you? I'm going X-Men First Class. That last scene on the beach was fucking awesome. So,
wow, we got a
6-6 tie right here, baby. Who wants to go on to the next round? I don't know. We'll fucking see.
Who wants it more? This is where champions are made.
Oh my god, dude. Bacon's like slapping the floor right now to play defense.
He's ready to take a charge. He's like, come at me.
Story. I gotta give it to X-Men First Class. It was an origin story. I was very interested in it. Actually, when this movie first came out, I was just kind of out on X-Men, I guess. So I had a bad taste in my mouth from Origins. I actually rented it whenever it came out, and I was just blown away. It was fantastic. I'm going to give it to X-Men First Class. 7-6, X-Men First Class. Jeff?
The problem here is the Amazing Spider-Man 2 gets fucking dominated here. It is an absolute train wreck of a story. No narrative. Paul Giamatti's The Rhino makes no sense in it, and it was trying to set up a Sinister Six movie, which I think...
cool.
Yeah,
which
was
awesome.
Which Sony basically canceled halfway through the filming of this. The story is horrendous. Makes no sense. First Class in a romp here. And I hate that this is the deciding point because it could not be a bigger blowout of any of these 5 categories for me.
Banner, did you give me Amazing Spider-Man this?
Reluctantly, I did give it to First Class. Again, Amazing Spider-Man, it just had so much going on. They're pushing so hard to try and make it a trilogy. Like you said, the Sinister Six movie. And there's just too much going on. They had this, they had that, they had this. X-Men First Class, they at least had a direction and an arc to the entire movie. So I have to give it to X-Men. But Spider-Man 2 still won for me, 3-2 total.
Man, that was close, 6-6. And then... big players come up in big games. X-Men First Class, sweeping story to win, 9-6 in a nail-biter.
Wow.
So, we had V for Vendetta moving on, Doctor Strange, my personal favorite, BBS, and X-Men First Class moving on to the second round. Tune in next time to see more first-round matchups. Also, check out our Facebook and Twitter, @Bro4Squad, to vote on movies you want to see make it to the second round. Hey, we have a YouTube and iTunes channel. Why don't you check that out, subscribe to us, and everything can be found on our website, row4squad.com. Check you later.